Another year, another Steam summer sale meant to milk our wallets like women want to milk TCLR subscribers with massive deals of up to 90% off. But which titles are the best bang for your buck? Due to inflation, gas prices, and Putin's attempts to hit that EU4 reform button for the Soviet Union, getting the most value out of your dollar is what's important here, because we can't have games sitting unplayed in our library that are too expensive now, can we? I'm going for the 10 best games over a variety of genres in this video, and if you do decide to continue, be warned that you better call Saul, because you're about to commit highway robbery. Starting off with a strategy game with Civilization 6, one of the best strategy games of all time and one of my personal favorites. You get to establish your empire spanning human history in a turn-based strategy game where you can play as over 50 leaders, conquer the world militarily, diplomatically, or say fuck y'all and just go to space. All in a game that wouldn't be out of place in a Looney Tunes cartoon. While the graphics might throw off a strong, independent strategy gamer such as yourself, you can still buy Civilization 5 with its more realistic graphics if that's what's stopping you, but Civilization 6 is the better game by far, and I would recommend that one as it makes conquests much more fun, especially. Our second and last strategy game is Europa Universalis 4. It is one of the best strategy games of all time, as you can take control of any nation right before the era of exploration, letting you conquer the world, establish a colonial empire, as well as work on intricate trade, diplomacy, forming personal unions, and doing whatever it is you really want. Every region of the map has insane flavor in Africa, Asia, the New World, and of course Europe, as it is unironically the most time you will spend in any game if you can get into it. There's just so many different things to do, it never gets boring, and you can easily find yourself spending over 4,000 hours into it for just $10 on the Steam Summer Sale. But you'll probably want to get the subscription pass for $5 a month to get all the comically long list of DLCs that requires a PhD thesis just to get through. And now for our first mainstream non-strategy game. The Bioshock collection is next, as you can explore the world of Rapture with big daddies and little sisters. It's not as weird as that sounds, there's no cupcake connoisseuring going on, as you fight your way through and explore the secrets of one of the best game series ever created for about 11 American dollars for 3 games, where the writers really channeled their inner Shakespeare and absolutely obliterated the script. It is one of the best storylines you will ever play through, and it's a travesty, nay, heresy, to not play this series. It really is incredible, and expect Bioshock on crack coming in the next couple of weeks on this channel. The story and the gradual revelations of phrases, Rapture, and you, the character, as well as great first-person combat and the fact the graphics of the older titles have been remastered. For only $11, this might actually be one of the greatest game series ever created, and a must-buy for everyone out there. I lived a good life. One filled with wonder as my time on Earth comes to a close because of the lynching I'm about to go through after I say this next phrase. Buy Cyberpunk 2077. And now hear me out, alright? I understand that this might actually be heresy, but with the sale and it being $25, and apparently the fact that I can't say heresy for some fucking reason properly, it is worth it to get this game for that cheap of a price, which has a good bit of content, and almost 2 years on most of the game-breaking bugs have been fixed. Not to mention that on PC, especially if you have a more powerful PC, I guess, the game should run somewhat smoothly, I guess. It's not going to be anything great, and it isn't perfect, and is pretty much filled with enough bugs to make Todd Howard cry a tear of joy, on PC at least. There are mods that help with the issue, and after that, well, these guys made Witcher 3. The game is a great game, and for 50% off, I think it's worth the purchase, as you at least have the ability to refund it if you don't like it 2 hours later, or if it barely runs. But with first-person shooting, action, well-written story in my opinion, and a devy of side quests with the PC mods limiting the bugs you have, this is actually an enjoyable game. After this, we have Democracy 4, and I'm not talking about whatever the fuck it is they're trying to do in Iraq. You lead a nation as the president or prime minister, and you try to run the nation. Now, don't feel bad, you can't do nearly as bad as whatever the fuck's been happening the last decade in most of the world, and you can decide where to take your country. You're sick and tired of capitalism? You can annul home ownership, give everyone universal income, and establish the hammer and sickle as your flag for just $13. You think that any socialism is communism. You can eliminate taxes, business regulations, and say, best man wins, survival of the fittest baby, and deregulate the entire country. The great news about this is the fact that your ideological choices don't determine whether you fail or succeed, it's how you handle them. So for those of you worried you'll be forced to do one or two things to be successful and get reelected, don't be. Because no matter what path you go on in Democracy 4, you and how you handle that specific ideology is how prosperous your country will be. Here I was, browsing Steam, trying to find games that'll milk my wallet like a cow, and I found quite possibly the best deal I've ever seen. You can get both Left 4 Dead games for less than $3 American. I'm not even joking. For half the price of gas in California, you can get two of the greatest zombie action games ever created, and this right here baffled me, really twisted the nutsack, because trust me, this right here is a steal. There are 5 campaigns in Left 4 Dead 2, a huge amount of guns, as well as the ability to play co-op with your friends. This might be the biggest steal of the year, packed with so much content, it'll make Elden Ring look like... Well, okay, listen, my point is the Zombie Survival series was one of the best games to come out during that time, and for... $5! Look, listen to me. Socialist titties are temporary, but co-op zombies, that's forever. Nothing makes my mini-chub reach 3 inches quite like viciously murdering everyone in Chivalry 2. If I had to explain it, it's like Call of Duty in a medieval-style setting where everyone unanimously hates catapults, hates going for objectives, and above all, will persecute you in court for crimes against the state for playing archers. I should have said prosecute, doesn't fucking matter, let's continue. This game is one of the most unique games in the most unique genre out there. Mordau is really the only other game I could say does the same thing, but Chivalry 2 is newer and, in my opinion, more fun. There's a steep learning curve, but you get the basics after a couple of matches, and the different designs and game modes like Team Deathmatch, storming castles, and making beach landings are some of the most fun you'll have in a multiplayer hack and slasher, and with friends, the fun is absolutely amplified. Now, I will warn you that the game depends on your internet more than anything because it is exclusively multiplayer, and nothing feels worse than lagging and dying because you stuttered like EDP trying to explain why he was there for an actual cupcake. But if that's all good, then this might be one of the better deals of the season for about $24 and endless fun, not to mention the new expansion pack they have that allowed Cavalry, and also the Invasion thing. I can't forget the name exactly, but it's been pretty fun coming back to this game. Look, if you haven't even tried Skyrim out yet, I don't know if you've been Patrick Star living under a rock or just in denial at this point, but the Anniversary Edition is on sale for just $20 American right now, and no other time is better than right now. Skyrim completely changed the RPG landscape in 2011, and despite some people complaining that the previous game Oblivion was the height of the series, I guess, gameplay-wise or whatever, no one can deny that Skyrim ended up being the more commercially successful and well-known game, and still absolutely superb in its own right. Not only do you get to fight dragons, join a civil war, kill a cult of vampires, bang an actual vampire— okay, well you can't do that last part, but still. The modding scene makes it so much better. Bethesda said, alright, have at it, ye animals, and you can find a mod for almost anything. And I'm not even joking, there's literal porn mods out there for Skyrim I've done from my, research, and they are pretty realistic, or so I've heard. But in all honesty, the massive modding scene on top of an already huge game that will take you thousands of hours to complete every little story, all of which for less than $20 at the moment, is absolutely worth it. I mean, they've been releasing and re-releasing this game on every damn console out there for a reason. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the Samsung Smart Fridge DLC before Elder Scrolls 6. Sticking with the Elder Scrolls except MMO, this time Elder Scrolls Online might not be the best MMORPG on release, but since then they've done a pretty solid job. You get to explore the entirety of not only Skyrim, but the entire world in the Elder Scrolls universe, as if you do enjoy Elder Scrolls lore, this is a must-buy. Well, it is about $6 American as of right now. Take note, you'll probably need to buy the subscription pass, although not immediately. This isn't Wizard 101 where you get 2 zones of content and then everything is stuck behind a paywall. There's still a lot you can do even without the subscription pass that's worth $5. And if you do enjoy the game, then you can consider getting the subscription and go from there. But even the free content for just $5, for one of the best MMORPGs out there, this is a steal. And while I'm not the biggest MMO player, I'm not coming to the fucking thought of World of Warcraft every night. It still is one of the better ones out there, and if you do enjoy the Elder Scrolls, then this is a must-buy. Batman Arkham Collection tells the entire trilogy story of the Batman Arkham series. The base price being $50 tells you how much content there is, and with the sale watering it down to just $9, it's one of the best action mystery story games out there, and while I didn't play it until last year, it definitely was an enjoyable experience, and it is pretty old for a video game. The story holds up fantastically as you take on the role of Batman and go ahead and stop some of Gotham's most ruthless criminals. While it is kind of like the Telltale series, this is much more of a game where you can execute combos, unlock abilities, and still do some of that detective mystery Batman is known for as you try to stop the most famous criminals of the Batman universe. For just $9, no time is better than right now to pick up this game. Hey kids, do you like violence? Want to rip your hair out from solving puzzles like the ghost singing Bye Kid? Then The Looker is for you. This is the one game on this list that is free. That's right, not a single penny spent on this beautiful game that is all about solving puzzles on a deserted island. Okay, that right there is probably why it's free. But look, The Looker, no pun intended, is a fantastic game where you literally run around solving complex puzzles that will test your brain, as this game being only 2 hours with 55 puzzles means that they will test you but aren't necessarily bullshit. It's a pretty fun free game to try out, and if you don't like it, I mean, what can I say? It's free. It's not as if you'll be pounding the game screaming why TCLR and recording here. This isn't a Steam summer game. It's always been free, but I'm really proud of the absolute garbage rap at the beginning of this segment, and it's also decently fun, that too, so I'm not editing out this part. City Skylines is the big daddy of the city building genre, letting you build your own cities in one of the most addicting games ever made. There's a reason this game is still insanely popular, and if you just want to chill out and build a super city to compete with the likes of New York and London, then this right here is your game. While it doesn't have the depth in story like Frostpunk, it still functions similarly as you control every aspect of your city, letting you plot roads, fix communal issues, or just let potholes left unfixed, as it seems to be the case in real life. But for just $7.50 in one of the best city builder games ever, this is a deal if you've been waiting for a Sims-like city builder, which gives you control of every aspect of the city, which you can't necessarily say for most other SimCity building games. And we end off this certified banger of a list with Total War Three Kingdoms. Total War has always been a staple throughout the decades, and Three Kingdoms might be their best project yet. Taking in the Three Kingdoms lore and time period really did wonders for this game, unleashing the creativity that was really lacking since the early days after Rome, Attila, and Napoleon Total War. The reason I have this game ahead of Warhammer is because most people already know about Total War Warhammer series, getting 3 games, which is the rarest thing you'll find in the Total War series. But for 50% off in one of the certified bangers, a real hood classic in the Total War series, I'd say it's worth the splurge for $30, and if you are a fan of Total War style or strategy game in general, then this is exactly the type of game you're looking for. And that's gonna be it. Let me know down below any other games you have on the Steam Summer Sale that might be good, if not better than the list I have, and let me know what you think, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.